put my night goggles on. Activating night vision.
Nice shot. Eyes on a hostile. Let me get a clean shot. Located a bad guy over there.
Glad that guy's watching my back.
Anyway.
Come on, just keep looking.
Going uncovered. Hostile identified. Clear.
Son of a
gone.
bitch!
Scanning the area.
Dennis is dead! Jesus! Shit, there he...
Nicely done.
They more than outnumber us. Take care.
This place is, it's dead.
Moving to position. Ready, boss.
Killed him.
Well done.
ID to Behemoth's drone on target. I'll get a scan for you.
Now we can see everything.
Stay vigilant. Many hostiles in scan.
Activating the combat drone.
Grenade!
I got you. I'm on my way.
Enemies hit!
We're set.
Night vision on. Putting on night vision.
it is, boss.
Nomad to Air 1. I'm plugged in. Transmit that virus.
Understood. We're sending now.
Nomad to Air 1. Mission accomplished.
That's amazing to hear. I'll let everyone know.
I'm heading back. Make sure Matt saved me some of that moonshine.
You ever see yourself doing this?
Oh, I don't know where we'd be without you, man.
Drones. Drones. They're gonna put this thing on drones?
I guess we're stuck here a little while longer, huh?
Well, we stopped Walker from taking the drones off the island. That's not small potatoes.
Y'all know what Wonderland is? Walker mentioned it. Other people working for him and Stone mentioned it too.
I heard Walker and Stone talk about it, but I never got a full explanation.
Sounds like Lewis Carroll. Alice in Wonderland?
Yeah. Yeah, he said I couldn't stop it.
Oh, forget about it, all right? This island is full of crazy billionaires. People who think they're wolves. Killer robots. And military contractors. But it is also full of really, really good people. And we got together and we did something good, and we should be proud of that.
I'll drink to that.
Look at those birds.
Those aren't birds.
That's fascinating.
We didn't program that.
Haruhi!
It would seem that Icarus is not the only one aiming for great heights.
This is Stone. Miles, just because you pay my bills, it don't make me your bitch. Well, I don't know how Scout took control of that sector, but it doesn't have it now. How's that? Well, you tell the big boss not to get his panties in a twist. Oh, well. I'm on the island. So with Walker gone, I guess that puts me in charge.
What's next?
You know, everything's gone to shit since Sentinel got here.
Sentinel? Don't you mean Scout?
We need to help out our sick people, but we need to make sure that we stay healthy. So use the proper sanitary procedures out there.
What is going on with these drone swarms? Did your program introduce a glitch or something?
It's, the drone swarm AI. That one swarm controller in particular, it went autonomous. Like, completely autonomous. Sentinel doesn't control it.
But neither do we.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Not necessarily. It's still running Operation Citadel, and it's also running a lot of other subroutines. But we've been locked out again. We have no access to the program.
Plain English, genius. What's gonna happen with this AI, and will it let us off this island?
The AI is demonstrating emergent behavior. You can't anthropomorphize it. It doesn't think the way people do. It can't let us do anything. But it doesn't make it less amazing.
In other words, we're shit out of luck. I'm gonna miss Fox.
I already do.
What was his job, anyway?
He was a mathematician, but unofficially, he was the Pexplo Man.
What is that? Some indie superhero reference?
Pexplo Man is an abbreviation for the Perpetual Exploding Man. It's the title of an old sci-fi novel we both read. It's about a telepathic private eye, very inside joke. We called Fox Pexplo Man around the office because he was just so enthusiastic. His reaction to every good idea, it was like his mind was blown.
Yeah. I'm surprised he kept Ayana being his source of secret. Figured he'd brag about something like that.
He had a good spirit, you know, but it shows you. You never really know another person, what they're thinking.
Unless you're a telepathic private eye.
Yeah, Pexplo Man.
Stay out of trouble.
Focus is my forte.
I suppose you got tricked into inviting private military contractors into Aroa.
Well, I mean, not exactly. We're self-governing.
You used to be.
Okay, we used to be. We needed security. Not just as a police force, but as security. At least that's what Miles got me to finally admit.
Against pirates in the moment and such.
Our drone security was limited. It still is. If unauthorized people land, we would know about it, but we couldn't do anything about it.
You're obviously not afraid of squatters. You were afraid of corporate spies.
We do get spies from time to time. Don't tell the shareholders, but the more our tech discoveries are disseminated throughout the world, the better off it'll be. But I was worried about the safety of our staff, the bombing. I just never imagined the antibiotics would be more deadly than the illness. Sentinel snuck a private army into the abandoned U.S. military complexes. Stone's been planning this takeover from day one. My colleague, Ayana Puri, who dealt with this, certainly has a better picture.
This guy, Trey Stone, doesn't make things easy.
He always seemed kind of ambitious. He and Walker always had some friction.
Walker mentioned Stone before, but never in a friendly way. I take it he isn't very likable.
He's a creep. But I've had to work with all kinds of people before. Sometimes you tolerate jerks just because they get the job done.
Did he get the job done?
I don't actually know. He kind of insulated himself. As a subcontractor, I couldn't supervise him the way I did other people. I had to trust Walker when he said things were going well.
Tell me what else you know about Miles. I've only met him unofficially.
You know those guys who are somehow everywhere? Know everyone? That was Miles.
Made a lot of intros, huh?
He made all the introductions. He introduced me to a whole new network of people, and I put them all on my team.
He sounds like the kind of government contact an entrepreneur would love to have.
I'm not an idiot. I knew he had his own goals. I just never imagined they'd include taking over my own company.
Hey, at what point did you stop being a part of Walker and Stone's plan?
I told you. They took the company from me.
And that's why you ran?
They were supposed to be running their test of the lethal drones out in the Thar Desert in Rajasthan. Instead, they tested their linchpin models.
What's a linchpin model?
Their idea is that killing a key individual, a linchpin, will put a chain of events in motion that will cause a desired outcome.
Like killing Franz Ferdinand started World War I.
They wanted to start some chaos between India and Pakistan. The models were flawed, but it almost worked. I tried to put a stop to it. That's why they took over. That's why I had to run.
Walker's dead.
You?
Yeah.
If Walker's dead, why are we still hiding in a cave?
He was middle management. Stone's still out there working with Miles and who knows who else. Citadel is still operational. This is far from over.
You were friends, right? I don't know what to say. He wasn't really.
I know what you mean. We could spend all day listing his sins and we'd still have plenty more to check off tomorrow.
Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and slander be put away from you, along with all malice.
You know that one from memory?
You don't get rich trying to be right all the time. I've had to forgive a lot of people, and I've had to ask for forgiveness too.
We still have a ways to go. What do you plan to do when this is over?
You mean with Aurora? With Skeltec?
Assuming Miles is out of the picture.
You're assuming I don't go to prison.
I thought the whole idea of you being out here was that you were self-governing.
I mean, we escaped some regulations, but we still have holdings all over the world. And the lawsuits. I'm sure the families of my employees are already filing them from countries all over the world.
Hey, genius. I always thought you were more of a pacifist. Gotta say, though, it's a damn shame you had to start making lethal drones.
I was naive, I guess. I always hoped for the best out of people, you know? When a bomb goes off and I meet the wrong person at the worst time, I bought their logic that if you want peace, carry a big stick line of reasoning. Stone even said, doesn't God have his avenging angels guarding the gates of paradise? I never felt right here. We're building heaven on earth, and we're not gods.
Is that why you kept it secret? Project Omega? Because, you know, some people might look at it as a PR shield, keeping the image of a pacifist while making money on weapons.
PR is important, but you don't wear a seatbelt because you're planning to get into a car crash, right?
You have to be cautious.
Right.
That outcast bombing must have hit you pretty hard.
Maybe you read about it. I lost my wife in the September 11th attack on the World Trade Center.
Sorry. I didn't know. I guess I can't blame you for bringing in Stone and Sentinel.
Do you know what it feels like to lose someone?
Yeah, I do.
You get all torn up inside. You get to feel like you're falling, but it's an endless fall. You grab hold of anything you can.
So what am I grabbing hold of now?
I don't know. Us. We need you, Nomad. But you probably need us every bit as much.
Hey, I've been hearing about that World 2.0 stuff. And maybe the world needs a software patch, but a utopia? Really?
People out there in the rest of the world, they think the Earth's dying. They have this belief in scarcity. They think that we'll run out of energy, out of space, or out of water, or anything. And that makes every day a crisis.
And World 2.0 would fix that crisis?
It was more about fixing that mentality. I wanted to show the rest of the world that with innovation, with creativity, and with a little courage, it's easy to see the universe is abundant.
And how about now?
It's still an abundant universe. That hasn't changed. Just, I thought I could keep out jealous people and the cowards.
No getting away from them.
No. I'm probably not as brave as I want to be either.
How did you buy Aroa in the first place?
I didn't buy it. I leased it. Aroa is technically part of New Zealand, but the U.S. had leased it for years.
Yeah. That's why there's the old naval station. But wouldn't it have been easier to rent a chunk of California or something? I'm sure there's a big stretch of Mojave that nobody wants.
Yeah. The abandoned naval station here piqued our interest initially, hoping we could piggyback on the Cold War infrastructure. That was a wash. But once we had visited Aroa, its biodiversity won us over. Good Hope Mountain has ice, Infinity is surrounded by fields, and the swamps of Finnbog sport as harsh a conditions as any good drone tester could wish for. We fell in love with the place. I bought the lease from the U.S. government.
And now these are your islands. No government but Skeltech.
Well, avoiding government regulation was a factor.
Oh, I'll bet it was. I met a lot of Skeltech employees who are mad at you.
The outcasts. Sentinel hasn't taken care of them yet?
They're idiots. But right now, they have resources and personnel that we need.
So we have to work with them?
For now. But I'm not getting too attached. You healed up from the bombing attack? I mean, in your head?
Yeah, well, I had to deal with the aftermath. First team to inspect the site. I still remember all those broken windows, shattered shards of glass. I kept thinking, we can fix those, we can fix those. I got the windows fixed, but I stopped scheduling non-vital meetings in the Skell Foundation head office. It's different than when you see something on TV. It's just reporters and sirens. It's the smell. So acrid it singes your nostrils, like the energy around you has been sucked away, you know?
Yeah, I do.
And the bombers were never caught. We never knew if another one was coming. We suspected the outcast, but now that Sentinel's taken over, I wonder.
You're the one who asked Sentinel to step in.
Yeah, that's on me.
When did you get away from using dollars?
You like the Screds?
I don't understand them.
They're a cryptocurrency. As much as we could, we wanted to get away from the control of international banking.
But it's a made-up money.
All money is made up. It only has value because we all agree on it as a medium of exchange. Everyone in Aurora agrees to use Screds. And Skeltech makes sure to create a limited supply.
So if we all agree to use your play money instead of dollars, the economy still works the same way?
Money's only worth what you think it's worth.
My mind blown. Listen, I get that Maddox isn't exactly warm and friendly. Why do people hate her?
They don't hate her as much as they fear humanity's evolutionary destiny.
Whoa, that's a little intense. Even for you.
Grace Maddox is in charge of Skeltech's transhumanist research, Project Deus. Yeah, on a personal level, she's not, fun.
Yeah, she's also really into herself.
Sure, she's really effective. I gave her a huge budget. She wants more.
You give it to her?
Ayana Puri, my CFO, wouldn't let me. So Maddox cut costs. Instead of spending the time to perfect a true quantum computer, she developed a DNA-based computer that behaves like a quantum computer.
And you know what she's doing with that?
She plans to download her mind onto that computer. I know it sounds a little crazy and unbelievable, but someone will do it. And she should be first.
I take it you spoke with Ayana Puri.
Yeah, she's still pretty shaken up, I think.
Oh, I think she's cool as a cucumber.
No, she's not like you. She thinks showing her emotions makes her look weak. It's a business thing.
Switching sides is a business thing, too.
I don't like everything she did, but she did do her best to protect the staff. Nomad, I ran away, but she stayed. She looked out for the rest of Skeltech.
She seems more cloak and dagger than business suit. But I'll admit, Aurora's a better place with her than without her. So, What does a billionaire arms dealer do? You know, whenever he's not manufacturing killing machines.
Skeltech is responsible for an extensive catalog of inventions over the past decades.
I'm listening.
Our first economically viable autonomous machine was the Skell Farmer, a harvester capable of recognizing the range and ripeness of crops. Since then, it's found unintended utility in mining and forestry.
So explain to me how you got here. From farming drones to war machines.
Our next invention, the Skell Transporter, was the first affordable smart delivery device, a new standard in the industry. The Skell Doctor may interest you, an advanced cousin specialized to carry sensitive medical supplies. You could easily shoot one out of the sky to steal its payload.
Could be useful.
Our Cherubim City and Sky models behave like mobile CCTVs, capable of facial and behavioral identification, and alert authorities in real time. I suggest you steer clear of them if you want to move undetected.
I'll keep that in mind.
My point is that I have dedicated my life to improving the human condition and relieving the population from the crushing weight of repetitive work.
Well, let's see if we can make sure your legacy's intact at the end of this. Genius. I need you to tell me everything you can about all the lethal drones out there.
Of course. Anything I can do to help undo what I've done. It all started with two basic military training drones. The Incubus for ground and its airborne sister, the Succubus. They were then multi-purpose, giving birth to new models. Eamon and his flying sibling Murmur were taught to patrol areas in the wild. Ime and Malphus were designated for location defense. The meanest models were Andrus and Stolas, search and destroy drones that the wolves just love.
I'm sure they're all perfectly tailored for whatever Walker's got in mind. Go on.
Behemoths are massive tank-like machines with incredible firepower. You'll mostly find them guarding infrastructure and strategic assets. Azraels, on the other hand, are long-range, high-altitude spy drones. They're capable of recon over a wide array of land and utilize heat sensors and pattern recognition to identify threats and intrusions. They aren't very well suited for battle, though. They mostly just point out targets so that strike forces can do the dirty work.
Genius. Wish me luck. Explain something to me, this Titan program. Why in the hell would you think it was a good idea to build giant killing machines? Aren't lethal drones enough?
I recognize that smaller drones are already deadly and far more cost-efficient, but I was influenced.
Walker.
He was always complaining that the existing drones didn't have enough media presence. These days, wars are fought on television screens. He wanted titans that could exude charisma and raise hope and simultaneously suffocate the spirit of a nation.
Sounds charming.
I find that once I'm given a task, my inspiration is fueled by the vacuum. I knew that what Walker wanted was entirely unnecessary for counterterrorism, but I got carried away. Now I shudder to imagine what he intended the whole time.
You're not the only one. Stay out of trouble.
Focus is my forte.
support unit on the objective.
We're under attack!
All day, baby.
Take cover!
Heads up. Hostiles are looking for us.
Hostile identified. Over there.
Maneuvering to the target.
Watch your sectors.
There's a minigunner.
Watch the drone overhead. Roger. Moving to the target. Maneuvering in position.
Roger. Moving.
Sniper sighted.
I have the sniper.
Clean kill, Ghost. Copy, boss. Moving there. Wolf sighted. On your go, Ghost Lead. Wolf in sight.
Maneuvering to the target. Heads up. I've spotted a wolf.
Hostiles have been alerted.
Have the wolf covered.
Eyes on a wolf. We got a radio up. Just showing off.
Stay low. Hostiles are on alert.
Wolf sighted. Shit. Nicely done. Wolf in sight. Positive ID on a wolf.
Moving to the target.
Raj, getting in position. Outstanding. Got the wolf, boss. Eyes on the wolf. They figured out we're here. Heads up. That guy over there.
Roger. Moving.
Watch the aerial drone. showing off. Roger. Drone is locked.
PIT.
Wolf in sight. Roger. Moving to target. Wolf sighted. Sit here, boss.
That's it. We got a wolf on target. I'll show you the area.
Good work, Fury. This helps.
I see a breacher. Clean kill, Ghost. There's a wolf there.
Moving to position. Drone is targeted.
Eyes on a wolf. Nice shot.
Putting my night goggles on.
Heads up. I've spotted a wolf. Scanning the location.
We've got a leg up on him. Moving in on hostile.
Maneuvering now, boss. Wolf in sight.
Sniper. Roger that. Moving now. Got the wolf, boss.
Wolf locked. I'll get a better look of the area.
Way to get some.
Damn it! Moving to cover. Should investigate.
Hostiles are aware of our presence.
Night vision on. Activating night vision goggles. Shut down Meridian and his goons for you.
Thank you, Nomad. I owe you.
Do me a favor. Tell the outcasts to be a little more careful with their data, all right? If Sentinel's gunning for the outcasts, y'all shouldn't be giving them any ammo.
Got it. Appreciate the lecture.
Yeah, just glad I can help.
Didn't think I'd be shooting people, that's for sure.
So Project Deus. That sounds ominous. What can you tell me?
Look, I'd really prefer not to talk about it.
I get that you're not a fan, but why all this? A rebellion over a rich guy's pet project. It doesn't track.
What's there to track? Apparently, during their giant asshole convention, the meatheads at Skeltec came up with a way to cheat death. Project Deus is their elitist method of transferring the minds of the richest 0.1% into computers. It's not hard to figure out where that leaves the rest of us. So excuse me if I'm a little pissed off.
People have been trying to cheat the laws of nature since the beginning of time. It won't be them anyway, just some copy. Their bodies will still rot like the rest of ours.
But their brainwaves create a template, a basic template for artificial intelligence. Can you imagine a sentient AI modeled after some rich, pretentious, self-preservationist jackass? It makes me sick.
Fair enough.
It's in the name, Brute Squad. Project Deus isn't about cheating the god of death, it's about becoming him. For these people, it means absolute power. That's what the outcasts are fighting against.
I'm sorry, Haruhi. Sigrid was special.
They're all looking at me like I've got some answer. Sigrid should be here, not me. What the hell am I supposed to... God damn it, I'm barely holding it together. So much for my Brute Squad merit badge, huh?
Look, I get it. Sigrid cast a long shadow, but you took this job long before she died. And you took it because you knew she couldn't be the leader the outcast needed. In the end, there's only one thing she had over you. She understood that it wasn't enough to be against something. She needed to share a vision with those people so they could see the light at the end of the tunnel.
God damn it, Brute Squad. You get that from a t-shirt? Thanks. Seriously, I think I needed that. Time to get back to work.
Kidnapping Madeira and sending out hunting parties. Sounds like Stone's got a big heart-on for you suddenly.
Sudden, maybe. You really think we had anything to do with him declaring martial law? Stone would have found a way no matter what happened.
That's one hell of an endorsement.
At least Walker seemed to have a purpose. But if he ever thought he was in control, he was fooling himself. It's only ever a matter of time before Stone remembers he doesn't play well with others.
Your people look like they're barely holding it together.
What, you mean these nerd farmers aren't ready for Brute Squad boot camp? It was hard enough turning these pocket-protecting 4-H'ers onto vandalism, but infiltration and sabotage? It's a goddamn miracle that we've survived this long. But we're not fooling ourselves. We know at the end of the day, we're just standing with our fingers in a dike.
Yeah, well, the tide's coming in. Surviving off the grid is one thing, but if you don't start punching above your weight, you're gonna get slaughtered. If you don't think your lot's up for that, best thing would be to scatter to the wind.
If not us, then who?
Big shit move, grabbing Gibson.
Sometimes your only shot's to punch above your weight. Anyway, there's no going back now.
If Gibson and Becker are any indication, maybe there's a path to Stone.
That or I'll live to regret this. What the hell?
Let me ask you something. Why South Cape Station? Liberty's right next door, and it wouldn't take much for Sentinels to surround you and cut you off from everything.
It's rare that outcast cells stay put more than a few days. Nature of the beast, I guess. With this place, we were just looking for something more permanent where we could stockpile supplies and safeguard assets. The landfill keeps away Sentinel and Skeller tourists from the capital. We're right near to our fields of operation and close enough to Sentinel that we won't show up on radar. As far as security's concerned, the creek does a decent job of keeping us hidden, and looking out at the cabins is a bonus.
How does Sentinel Corp take control of Aroa?
Skell hired them to deal with us initially once he realized that he had some resistance against transhumanism, his own private militia. They started making arrests, so a few of us went to ground and our sympathizers followed, thinking they'd leave us alone once we were outside of the cities.
But they didn't.
Stone got permission to operate outside Liberty and Infinity, and Skell let him set up shop in the Cold War installations to patrol the wild. Once they got there, they did just enough to keep us at bay, while using us as cover to bring in men and vehicles, which he hid from Skell in some underground bunkers, which of course are now called Camp Ferret and Camp Weasel.
Son of a bitch has a sense of humor.
We were watching the whole thing happen. And when they grew strong enough, they took over. They literally came up out of the ground. Skell had no idea what hit him.
If I was looking for a fight, where should I go?
With Sentinel Corp? You that hard up?
Trigger finger needs its exercise.
Well, Sentinel patrols the city centers and industrial complexes pretty heavily, though there's always civilians around, so I'd keep away from those if you can help it. Then there's the settlements they built when they first got here, in the southwest and northeast, where they keep their reserve garrison and store resources.
That sounds like more fun than anybody should be allowed to have.
If you're looking for more of a skirmish, you could check out one of Auroa's many Cold War-era bunkers left courtesy of Uncle Sam. They also set up some transportable structures and took over some Skell architecture. Basically, if you see a green storage container-looking thing, Sentinel's probably nearby. Of course, if you don't feel like looking that hard, they patrol most of the island 24/7, so you could just pick a spot and wait.
I want to know about the bombing.
It was a mistake.
There was nothing strategic about the Scout Foundation. It was an office building. You weren't even at war yet, so why do it at all?
Attention? Skeltech completely ignored us when we tried to meet with them about transhumanism. We'd been getting the runaround in Auroa's parliament, who were a bunch of Skeltech groupies anyway. There was no other way to get people to wake up about what was really happening.
Except the civilians that were in the building. Not doing much waking up, are they?
I get it, okay? We've been through this before. If there's something I can actually do about it, let me know. Till then, drop it.
Is it over? Or do you plan on playing terrorists some more?
We aren't terrorists. We were activists who went too far. Now I'm not sure what we are. But causing civilian casualties again would destroy whatever ethical glue is still holding us together.
How goes the ad campaign?
Can't argue with results. Gotta hand it to Sigrid.
What do you think's gonna finally get the civilians off the sidelines?
At first I was thinking of replaying the speech, but it's long. So we put our heads together and came up with some slogans and catchphrases, a couple pictures and videos that are hard to ignore. The plan's to send them through email and social feeds. One of my favorites is to take a Skell invention and ask the viewer if it'd be cool for some historical villain to have the same invention.
If not, then why let Sentinel Corp have it?
Exactly.
How do the outcasts manage to sustain themselves out here?
Barely. None of us have the skills or equipment to farm or fish. Even if we did, it'd bring us a boatload of attention that we couldn't afford. Once in a while, a civilian will leave some food at a dead drop, but it's risky and never much. Best bet's always to steal from farms and raid Sentinel supplies, but of course they're protected. Then there's still the matter of getting the supplies out to as many cells as possible while avoiding detection.
Nobody thinks about food at first. That's why so many groups who call themselves revolutionaries end up as bandits. Even if you don't think it's possible now, you'll want to be careful you don't drift that way. I was out at Darkwood Island. It looked like Skell built a city and abandoned it. Unless he's planning to turn Auroa into a movie backlot, I can't quite figure out why he'd do something like that.
How else would he test the AI in his drones? The archipelago is chock full of dedicated training fields.
God damn it. The ones training there were combat models. Sentinel's building a whole damn army. Can you tell me why Sentinel's got a prison set up in the survival shelter complex?
Nope, never been. Never planned to either, but I've heard about it. Given Skell's vision, it doesn't seem too far-fetched. An illegal prison in a remote fortress, on top of a mountain, surrounded by ice and snow where no one in their right mind would go looking? No offense.
None taken. But the size of the place, it's insane. It looked like you could fit Auroa's whole population in there.
I can't see a scenario where Sentinel would use all the space, but clearly they were thinking big, which gives one pause.
Well, I retired Herzog, who was running the place, but I'm sure that's not going to do anyone any good. We'll just have to see. What's up with the security center?
It's a security center?
A penitentiary in Skell's personal paradise of freedom?
It popped up pretty much right after the outcasts started kicking up dust about Skell's agenda. They sold it to Parliament as a place to hold troublemakers before they could be transferred off the island. But of course, when Sentinel showed up, Skell handed them the keys to help them with their peacekeeping. Weirdly, Sentinel didn't really use it. Not sure if it was too small or what. Most outcast and civilian inmates get sent up to the prison that used to be the survival shelters in Good Hope Mountain.
Any advice for fighting in World 2.0?
The name of the game is take out their drones faster than they can launch them. It's a bitch, but that's why we always carry jammers that'll shut off any live drone or vehicle happening by. At least for a while. Another option would be to make your peace with the devil and use sync-shot drones to take out specific targets.
Sync-shot drones?
They only target humans, though. They can't target drones. There's also a variation on the Legion drone, the ones in the drone swarm. They're like little flying guns that basically take aim in any direction and wait for a signal to execute their target.
Got any lying around?
No can do. We mostly leave those things alone. Kind of goes against what we're trying to be.
Sounds like just another weapon to me.
If you're inclined, you can get them hot out of the oven from Skeltech labs or assembly lines. Hell, even some startups might have them. And come to think of it, the Omega Center ought to have plenty.
See you later, Haruhi.
Not if I see you first, Brute Squad.
Dry boots and a dry bed.
We're in some deep shit, Nomad.
What are you talking about?
I hear Jesus Intel started a devastating chain reaction that led to his arrest. He's holed up in a drone support station by the bar. You need to rescue him and get him away from the area.
And where will I take him?
Jesus will know where to go. Just make sure he's protected at all costs.
On my way.
position there.
Got a hostile.
Activating night vision.
Let me get my eyes on him, Ghostly.
They're on my side. I really hope nothing happens.
Watch out for their heavy.
That heavy gunner keeps getting everyone all. No one's out here.
All day, baby. Damn it, we're compromised.
Maneuvering to the target.
Heads up! We have hostiles!
Oh yeah. I see movement in our area. Stay
Holy
alert.
shit. Nice shot, boss.
I'm taking cover.
No.
Moving in.
Damn it! Bitches out here somewhere.
Clear.
Rock and roll. Ah, shit. Jesus got himself arrested. Well, this should be fun.
Thanks for showing up, Sport. Listen, Savage is on his way here.
Yeah, Ito and I figured that out. Why's Savage gunning for you?
I broke the story that led to that rat bastard's downfall.
And he decided to have his revenge. Classic asshole move.
There's more to it, obviously, but the important thing is that I really tried to make a difference here.
Don't worry about it. He's not taking you or these outcasts. Let's get down to brass tacks.
They won't know
what hit him. Nice going.
Scan coming your way.
Put a kick in it.
Keep up the good work.
Seems like we got something. Check it out.
I got a hostile. He's right there.
Excellent work.
Let's move.
Drone batteries, 0. It's out.
The extra firepower would have helped. So, you really broke the story about Savage.
Yeah. I suppose I owe you more of an explanation. I watched his Savage burn villages to the ground. He instigated a forced famine, set up labor camps, and even killed people from his own youth. I tried to alert the local authorities, but they were on the take too. Savage's men were monitoring the signals in and out of the camp. So I had this clever little idea of smuggling a message out as a song. When Savage's superiors heard it, he got tried for war crimes and booted out of the military. It took him some time, but eventually he figured out I was behind it. That's the gist.
I can see why Ito thought you were a genius.
I wasn't smart enough to avoid Savage completely, so I'm not infallible.
Hey, none of us are.
You're super close there, sport. Just keep moving forward. Nice work today. There's no way I could have stopped Savage. Look, I know I can be pompous and a little abrasive, but if you need anything, anything at all, drop me a line.
You got it. Thank you. Hello. I'm not gonna hurt you. Help me with some information, would you?
Can't think of anything more.
Thanks a million.
We're gonna make it out of this. We can make a new world here, a better world.